If you are writing your motivational letter but are struggling with how to craft and refine it for your application process, you are not alone. In 2019, I was in your shoes working hard to perfect my motivational letter for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship application process. And I'm thrilled to share that I got it, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, I'm Anisha Rada, and this is the place where we talk about everything from scholarships to self-growth, helping you unlock your full potential one step at a time. In my last video regarding the motivation letter, we discussed the fundamentals of creating a compelling motivation letter for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. If you have not checked it out yet, make sure to watch it. The link is provided here. And in today's video, we are taking it a step further. So grab your notebook and get ready to take notes as I walk you through how to make your letter of motivation stand out among thousands of applicants. And remember, I'm here to support your scholarship journey because I want you to receive the same scholarship opportunity that helped me receive a double master's degree in Europe. So let me know in the comments what topics you would like me to cover the next. Now let's jump right into today's video. Section 1 is about building the foundation. Before we dive into the advanced strategies, let's quickly recap the key components of a strong motivational letter that we discussed in the previous video. Remember, a strong motivational letter must have a clear structure with three main parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. Let's see how we can elevate the motivational letter by focusing on these critical elements. The first thing that we need to understand in terms of building the foundation is personalization is a key aspect when it comes to each individual's motivation letter. We need to understand that one size fits all approach will not be applicable for crafting a strong motivational letter. It's very essential, as I always say in my videos, to make your application documents, especially the motivational letter, specific to the program or scholarship that you are applying for. So how can we do this? The first step is to research the program thoroughly. You need to dive deep into the Erasmus Mundus website, and once you have figured out which program you want to apply for, it's important that you look at the course structure, faculty profiles, and all the other information that are crucial for the program. I always suggest you identify specific aspects of the program that resonates with your goals. I always suggest students to go through the main website of the program to see what is one thing that calls out to them when it comes to applying for this scholarship. For instance, there might be unique aspects of the program that resonates with your goals. If you are pursuing a program that is related to sustainable development or urban development, you can state something like you are drawn to the program's focus on sustainability and multicultural perspectives, as it aligns with your passion for creating inclusive urban development policies. Hence, you need to be clear on what is one or maybe more specific aspects of the program that resonates with your career objectives and which motivates you to apply for this specific program out of all the programs that you could have applied for. And the second thing when it comes to personalization is showcasing your alignment with the program's learning objectives. For this particular section, you will highlight your experiences and aspirations and how they align with the program's objectives. For this, there might be some specific modules or courses that excite you and that you want to delve into at a deeper level. So you can mention those things to showcase your alignment with the program. Once you have done the research and you know which are the aspects of the program or which particular courses or modules excite you or motivate you to apply for the scholarship, the second section is the first paragraph or your introduction. And this section might be a bit conflicting because most might be recommending you to start with a strong hook, which might be, for example, beginning with an anecdote or your personal story, or to use a thought-provoking statement or question. After reviewing a lot of motivational letter, I see a lot of introduction consisting of personal story, which I don't think is a bad idea. For instance, something I see is saying that growing in a small village, you witness the challenges of water scarcity firsthand. That experience inspired your journey of environmental engineering. Or I see students starting their motivational letter with a bold question or statement. While they are really good statements to have in your motivational letter, I do not usually recommend putting it as the starting statement. Based on my experience with the motivational letter that I have crafted for my scholarship journey, as well as those I have reviewed for students who have been successful to get the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, I do suggest that the first statement of the motivational letter in the opening segment should be quite simple and give a bit of introduction about you and which program you are applying to and why you are applying to the program in a very brief manner. So you can simply say, with this motivational letter, I'm applying to XYZ program under the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, and my academic background and professional or future aspirations align well with the program's objectives, or something like that, which is very simple and yet allows the selection committee to know which scholarship program are you applying for. And then in the body section, you can of course share your personal story on what inspired your journey into this particular field, or start with a bold question where you are presenting a thought-provoking statement on the issue that needs to be addressed within your field. But keeping the first statement really simple with which program you are applying to, so that the first thing the selection committee looks at is which program you are applying to and what motivates you to apply to the program in 2 or 3 sentences. Now that you have provided a brief introduction, the section is to strengthening the body part. And this is where you showcase your experiences, academic qualifications, and passion. So let's break it down. The first thing to do under the body section is to highlight your academic background and achievements. Oftentimes, I see students discuss their academic background only in terms of the degrees that they have obtained and by listing all the courses that they have studied during their undergraduate studies. But the idea here is to focus only on the relevant courses that you have studied during your undergraduate degree and specific projects that might be relevant for the program you are applying for. Because you know there's always a limit for the motivational letter, and if you are to put everything out there without having specific context to the application program, then your motivational letter will not be specifically tailored to the program, which brings us to the first section on understanding that personalization is key to crafting a compelling motivational letter. So how do we focus on relevant subjects or relevant projects? Or how do we know which subjects or projects that you need to specifically mention in your motivational letter? If you are applying for a course that is related to sustainable technologies, then you should describe key projects that might be your coursework, your thesis work that have prepared you for the program. For example, you could mention that your undergraduate thesis was on renewable energy systems in developing countries, which gave you a strong foundation in sustainable technologies, and you are excited to expand your horizon of knowledge in this particular section via this scholarship program. And oftentimes, I also hear a lot of students say that their thesis work is not very specific or not related to the program that they are applying to. In that case, you can simply mention that the diverse and multidisciplinary coursework over the 4 years of your undergraduate degree have provided you with a strong foundation to further your academic journey into a master's program. And then perhaps mention only the relevant courses. For example, if you are talking about sustainable technology, you might have some courses on clean energy development or renewable energy or anything that is related to sustainability and technology. Yes, and as I mentioned, you can also be generic when it comes to associating your academic qualification to the program you are applying for. For instance, you can connect your achievements to the program. So feel free to do the research and see which are the relevant courses that you already have that you can combine. Once you have mentioned about your academic background, which I think is the most important part when it comes to opening the body section of your motivational letter, you can further build upon your professional and extracurricular experiences. One thing I can tell you from my experience of reviewing hundreds of motivational letters is that oftentimes students get really focused on sharing their academic background, the courses that they have taken and how it is so connected with the program that they are applying for, they kind of forget the immense value that the professional experience as well as the experience you have gained from the extracurricular activities can add to your application process. One thing I love about the extracurricular activities is you can showcase a lot of interpersonal skills, be it leadership quality, your public speaking quality, or working in an interdisciplinary team in a multicultural environment. It has to demonstrate leadership and teamwork, which is very important when it comes to collaborating with students or other researchers when you are working on a particular research topic during your master's degree. So you can use your experience from engaging in extracurricular activities. For instance, during my bachelor's degree, I was working with one of the 10 green organizations that we had in the institution I was studying, and it was particularly focusing on bird conservation. So obviously, the scholarship that I got was in sustainable tropical forestry. So bird conservation, although being part of the nature, was not very specific to forestry, but still I incorporated my experience from engaging with the organization, how it helped me hone my interpersonal skills, enhancing my teamwork and leadership skills. So it's always a good idea to demonstrate experiences where you have collaborated or led teams or become a part of an interdisciplinary team during your undergraduate degree. And regarding your professional experience, one of the questions I get all the time is, do you need to have or do you need to highlight your professional experience in your motivational letter? And most of the times, students just came out of their undergraduate degree and they have not had the chance to gain any sort of professional experience to write in their motivational letter. And of course, it depends again on the program you are applying for, their eligibility requirement. But in most of the cases, especially for mine, I was also fresh out of the university and I was applying for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. So even experiences where you are working for green organizations or you are volunteering or you are interning at certain organizations, make sure that you write those experiences as well, because you don't need to have experience of working in different organizations as a paid employee. And in that case, highlighting the roles where you have made a tangible difference is very important. For example, you might have been an intern at an organization where you have engaged in a project that led to reducing operational inefficiencies, demonstrating your problem solving skills. And even if you have not had any internship or volunteering experience, you can always highlight the experience that you have gained from maybe your coursework or field trips or your thesis work. So anything that you think can showcase your interpersonal skills, you can always mention it and then, kind of tailor it to the program you are applying for. Don't hesitate to state your experience just because you think that you don't have a really good professional experience. Even the selection committee understands that you're fresh out of the college and you're applying for the scholarship. So you have written about your academic qualification, its relevance to the program you're applying for. You have written your experience in professional settings and those related to extracurricular activities and how those have enhanced your leadership or team player skills. Then the third important thing would be to explain why you chose this program, because for most of the fields you will have 2 to 3 or even 4 or 5 programs relevant to your undergraduate degree. So it's very important you specifically mention what are the things that made you choose this particular program out of the pool of programs that you could have applied to. Here, the selection committee wants to know why their program is your top choice. And this, interestingly, binds it to the research that you have done where we discussed how personalization is key. Number 1, again, you have to be specific. You should mention the unique aspects of programs such as its specializations, research facilities, interdisciplinary research team, partner universities or teaching methodologies, whatever it may be based on your research. For example, when you went through the program website, what was the first thing that stood out for you and you thought, oh, this program is really interesting because of these things. So that particular thing is going to be your focus on saying why you are choosing this program. In this section, I would recommend you to have a general answer to the why and a specific answer to the why. The general answer might be something as simple as stating that you are particularly excited about the opportunity to study across 3 European studies and learn from experts in your field, which is unparalleled in nature. And the answer to the specific why can come from your long-term vision. And when I say long-term vision, what I mean is connecting the program to your future aspirations. For example, if you are someone who wants to pursue a master's degree in international policy or international relations, what your specific answer to the why you're choosing this program could be that the program's emphasis on cross-cultural collaboration and specific modules on international relations aligns perfectly with your goal of becoming an international policy advisor. I also have a bonus tip on this particular section. When you talk about your long-term vision or your future aspirations, make sure that you add a bit of your country's context, which I have also shared in my previous video on motivational letter. When you are sharing your long-term vision, for instance, if you want to become a sustainability expert in terms of natural resource management, you can state what is the main problem that you will be solving by becoming one. For example, you can state that, technical expertise when it comes to sustainable resource management is in deficit in your country or is lacking, and you can build on to the fact that this program is a perfect opportunity to build those technical expertise that are needed for better sustainable management of natural resource, and hence you want to contribute to solving that particular issue. And when you do so, it shows that you are aware of what is the national context in terms of the issue that is there in your field, and you are also committed to actually being part of the solution, which I think is very important to showcase how you are passionate to, of course, learn from the master's program, but also at the end contribute to the benefit of the community at large. So far we have discussed, for the opening statement, it should be really concise, brief, and give an idea of what is the particular program you are applying for and why you are motivated to apply for this program. The second is, of course, the body, where we talked about emphasizing our academic foundation, background, professional experience, and extracurricular experiences, specifically mentioning why we are choosing this program, making it as specific and genuine as possible. And once we have done that, we come to the third element of the motivation letter, which is the conclusion. Here it's very important that you reiterate your passion and your interest in applying for the program, and also showcasing your gratitude. So the first thing would be summarizing, where you briefly state why you are the ideal candidate for this program. You can say my academic foundation, professional experience, and passion for XYZ field. I'm confident in my ability to contribute to and thrive in this program. And lastly, in terms of expressing gratitude, thank the committee for their time and consideration regarding your application. You can say thank you for considering my application. And to end it on a positive note, you can say I'm excited about the possibility of contributing to this distinguished program and learning from the interdisciplinary team. And finally, section 4, where I'm providing bonus tips for your motivational letter. The first is, of course, to keep it concise, to stick to the requirement that they have when it comes to motivational letters. Sometimes it's 500 words or a page or 2 pages. So make sure that you know what is the page limit or word limit and you stick to it. Second, the most important one, which I kind of reiterate all the time in all of my videos, is to be honest and authentic. Avoid exaggeration or complex languages. It is best when you keep it as simple as possible. The third is to proofread your motivational letter multiple times, because typos and grammatical errors can hurt your chances, because it's again a really competitive scholarship opportunity, and most of the times it's difficult for you to see your own mistakes. So it's always recommended to share your motivational letter draft to your supervisors or peers or your mentors to get feedback, so that you can further refine your motivational letter. The fourth is to use action-oriented language. What I mean by this is you should be writing with confidence and clarity, and try to replace passive phrases with active ones. For instance, instead of saying I was engaged in leading an organization, simply say I led an organization, It also helps you to make it concise, but at the same time helps showcase your experience in a straightforward way. And the final tip is to always mention your mobility track in a motivational letter in case you have to choose one or more universities out of the consortium of universities that is providing the program. For instance, if you have to select, I don't know, one university for your first semester and second university for your third semester, then be sure to explicitly mention which is the university you are choosing for your first semester and which is the university you are choosing for the third semester, and also briefly say why you are choosing these particular universities. And again, it comes back to the personalization tip where you are doing your research. When you decide why you want to, go to those universities, you already have reasons. So make sure you state your mobility track for those semesters or those years where you have to choose universities out of a pool of universities, and mention why you are choosing those universities. By implementing these strategies and the bonus point, you will have a motivational letter that will not only impress the selection committee but also inspire them with your passion and your future aspirations of contributing to that particular field and that particular issue that you are looking forward to solve with the help of the knowledge and experience that you will gain from the master's program that you are applying for. I hope you found these tips helpful as you craft your motivational letter for your Erasmus Mundus Scholarship application. Remember, this is your chance to tell your unique story and showcase why you are the perfect fit for the program. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more scholarship tips and self-development videos. If this has been helpful so far, I would really appreciate if you could give this video a thumbs up, as it helps me know that you want more content like this. And also, don't forget to comment what are the specific topics that you want me to cover in my next video. Love you all and wish you good luck with your application process for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. Go out there and make it happen. And if you want to know more about what makes Erasmus Mundus Scholarship unique, then make sure to check out this video here. If you have more questions on the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, then I might have already answered in my Q&A video, which you can find here. Thank you for joining me today and see you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.